What's up guys, it's Itzel. Welcome to my channel. Today I am filming a very exciting video. I am finally going to be organizing my bookshelves. So my little library setup is actually going to be inside of my home office, just like against this wall. Now I don't have enough books for it to officially be called a library, but whatever, because I'm gonna call it my little library. All of my books are currently stacked in a corner over there, and in case you noticed the brown and black of the other furniture pieces over there, my office space slash desk setup used to be dark wood and black, and that was never my dream office setup, but that's just what we ended up going with because it ended up being the cheaper slash more convenient that way. So that's what I went with, and now I've switched to like a light oak and then a white desk, and the rest of the furniture is kind of going to reflect that too. That's why I got white bookshelves. I was thinking of getting black, but now that I'm switching my setup, white just made more sense. And then don't worry, all of the black and brown are going to be rehomed to my partner's office because he didn't really have a setup. So basically he's getting my hand-me-downs and I'm getting new stuff. So as you can see, the bookshelves are pushed towards that edge of the wall just because I'm planning on doing a little reading nook in that section. Just like this whole wall is just going to be my little library, cozy reading area. So I do want to get some like artwork and some cool things to kind of decorate that little corner, and then eventually some sort of cute chair or small couch. I do have a story about almost getting scammed on Facebook Marketplace for a little one of those round couches, but luckily it did not get scammed, but perhaps I'll tell you that story later on. That is the plan for that, but that will not be in this video because I will probably not be buying a small couch anytime soon. It's just not in the budget right now, but we will be able to organize the bookshelves, which is the more important part of my little home library. And then everything pretty much on the wall that you're on and you can't see is going to be all of my like work office type things. So that's kind of the setup of the room. Eventually I think I might do an office tour, but like I said, I'm in the middle of trying to switch everything and get some new things, so that will be a while as well. I did want to say I apologize for the lighting. There's still daylight outside for sure, but right now the sun is approximately over there, so this window, although I can see the light, the camera's not really picking it up the same, so we're just gonna have to roll with it. I'm hoping to get the whole setup done tonight. If not, then tomorrow, and then show you guys the final bookshelf tour tomorrow when there's good lighting. So I do have two different kinds of bookshelves. The ones on the edges have a little like cabinet thing, and then in the middle, obviously, there are no cabinet doors, and I'm not really planning on putting books in there. I think that's going to be more of like files and paperwork and things like that. That's kind of why I wanted the cabinets, although I will say I probably could have put all of my paperwork somewhere else because I think eventually I will actually need the space for those books for that to be a full bookshelf, but oh well, I already bought them several months ago and built them. Okay, so actually the lighting got really bad really fast, so hopefully it's a little bit better now. But I'm gonna go ahead and move on to tell you my game plan, which is that I don't really have one, but basically I'm going to take all of my books that are over there. So if you're new here, my dog Alma whines all the time if I'm not actively petting her, so we're just gonna try our best to ignore her. She's just a huge whiner, but she's fine. Back to what I was saying, I'm gonna move all of those books closer to kind of here down on the floor somewhere and start organizing them because they're not really organized right now, but I'm gonna organize them, I'm pretty sure just by genre and then alphabetical order within the genre. After that, I'm going to start figuring out where exactly I want them to go on the shelves because right now I absolutely have no idea, but I'm sure I'll figure it out as I go along. I feel like I've kind of been putting this task off for a while just because I don't know, I feel like I'm gonna organize it, I'm gonna hate it, but what I have to acknowledge is the fact that I can very easily just reorganize them. So the goal is to put everything up there in a way that I like, and then just throw on a few little decorative pieces. I don't have that many, I have a few, I don't know if you can see them, but just like chilling on the floor next to the bookshelf right now. Just a few things I want to throw on there. I know I probably have a few more things, like little trinkets I want to put up there, but I just don't have them out right now. They're hiding, and so we'll see when I get to those, but I really don't have that much stuff to put on them because this is actually my first time ever having bookshelves. I had something that I used as a shelf in my previous apartment, but it was just so kind of like skinny that the books were basically just lined in alphabetical order for the most part. So this is my first time really having a space to kind of get creative with and decorate and just have bookshelves that I am happy with and proud of and that I want to show off all the time. So I'm so excited to actually do this. I feel like I've been talking for a really long time, so we're just gonna go ahead and actually get started now. I'm gonna throw it back to past me for a little bit because I did get some video of me and my partner putting together the bookshelves. When we did that, I did actually clean them all, so they are sanitized. I went through and dusted them moments ago and then vacuumed the floor, that way I can put the books over there. So everything is nice and clean, and I'm just ready to get started. But like I said, throw it back to past me so you can see the hard work that my partner did setting them up. Everyone give him a round of applause. I kind of helped too. So go us. But okay, now it's time to get to the organization part, which I feel like actually splitting everything up into genres is going to take the longest because I know that I'm going to have to be Googling what the primary genre is for some of these books. Oh, and I am going to organize everything, whether I read it or didn't read it. It's all going to be mixed together. I think I have way too many books I haven't read on my shelves, or I'm going to have them on my shelves, but I guess my next problem to tackle will be actually reading my physical TBR. We'll just throw that over to future me. So for now, let's get to organizing. Oh, just kidding, really quick. I have no idea how many books I actually own, so I am gonna take a guess now. I'm gonna go with 163. I have no idea if that's, I mean, I hope that that's pretty close, but we'll see. Okay, now let's go ahead and get started. wish I could say look at my helpful assistant over here, but unfortunately she just keeps getting in the way. But she is forgiven because she's so freaking adorable. And yeah, white good girl. I know, you just want cuddles. We will couch cuddle later when I'm reading my book, okay? So here are my new stacks. Honestly, I know this is a ton of books, but there's like not that many. I'm definitely gonna have some empty space. Oh, do you disagree? I say that now, but we'll see. Okay, so I still kind of have no idea what exactly I want to, well, more like how exactly I want to organize things, but I'm thinking that nonfiction will go at the bottom just because it is probably my least reached for genre, and I know I want to reach for it more often, but I feel like other genres have prettier covers and stuff that I want to have displayed higher up, so I'm thinking nonfiction down there. Like I mentioned before, my little book nook area is going to be in that corner, so I'm kind of thinking that this shelf over here needs to be like my cute shelf to match the vibe of that corner, even though that corner's vibe doesn't exist because right now it is just an empty corner. But I feel like I want it to be pretty cute, and it's just gonna really contrast this side since it's gonna be my more professional side with all of my like documents and books specifically for work or more academic books and things like that. So this is the only side I have for it to be really cute. I don't know what other word to use, just like pretty girly, colorful. So I'm thinking that romances tend to be colorful, so that's probably going to go on this shelf. Honestly, like I don't know, like I have no idea how many books I need per row, so I think I'm just going to start putting stuff up and then just see how it goes. This is really nerve-wracking. Pizza break. She wishes she could have some pizza. I'm gonna take those off because it's super reflective. And that's a lie, I am not done, but I am done putting all of the books on the shelf. Now there are a few books that are missing, so they're either like lent out or my partner has them while he's away. I haven't counted them yet, and I think I'm gonna wait to do that till the end, but here are all the books on the shelf. You know, for a second, I thought that I was going to run out of room because I was looking at some stacks towards the end and I was thinking that they were going to require 2 shelves and I wasn't going to have that space, but I did, and I have a little bit of extra room. Yeah, so now I think I'm going to start trying to not decorate it yet, but just lay things out the way I want them to. So like I said, like fill in these gaps. Obviously I just thrown like all the books on there, so now I'm gonna actually try and like make them pretty and organize them and line them up and that kind of thing. Now I know that a lot of people are bothered when the heights don't align, but I think it's just gonna have to be what it is, because I think that I want to personally organize everything by genre and then within the genre alphabetically, so things aren't exactly going to align, especially like here. These are all Toni Morrison books right here, but I have like these 2 hardcovers and then these 3 paperbacks, so the heights are different, and then, you know, they're alphabetical by the title of the book, since it's all the same author. That's another thing, I did try and keep authors together, so even if it wasn't their exact genre, if it was close enough, then I grouped them together. And that's the other thing. A lot of these books technically fall into multiple genre categories, so I just kind of put them where I think it made the most sense. So if you see something in one section and you're like, well, actually that's a blank, you might be right, but this is just what Google told me was the main genre, so that's that. Little sip break here. So now I'm just going to try and make them look pretty. Honestly, I don't even know where to go from here, but we are going strong right now and this lighting is kind of saving me, so we're gonna keep going. I'm gonna try and figure out how I want them to actually like sit or stand in the bookcase. I don't know. I'm gonna figure out how I want to properly organize them, or just, is organized the right word? How I want them to fit on the shelf. You know what I'm trying to say. And if you don't, then you'll watch me do it right now. So let's do it. Okay, if I look rough and sleepy, okay, take 2. I am sleepy, that's basically all I was saying, and my camera's getting close to dying, which is fine because I'm getting ready to wrap up for the night. So I've pretty much placed all the books where I think I want them to go. So now I'm just going to kind of decorate it a little bit with some of the little things I have here on the floor, and then kind of see how that looks, maybe rearrange a few things, and I'm gonna get more like little trinkets and cute decorative things as time goes on. And it's fall, so I will throw some fall decorations on there, just not yet because I actually haven't even taken the box out to decorate the house yet, but that actually is the plan in the next few days. So at the same time, I'll throw some fall decorations on the bookshelves. All that being said, oh, and some like little fairy light things. I have some, so I think I might actually put them on here. I'm not sure yet, but I think I will because I do like the way that looks on other people's shelves, but we'll see. That will definitely not be right now tonight. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw some stuff on there. I was gonna try and bring you closer, but I don't have a tripod, so it's hard to get different heights. Luckily, when I film in here, this is a standing desk that you're on, so I can kind of move the height a little bit, but there's not really another way for me to do that unless I have every different size like table, which I don't, so you're gonna have to stay back there, but I will give you a close-up once everything's actually placed, so do not fret. But okay, let's get this part going.
Lighten up, take me on your magic river. Tell me all your dreams align. Sign me up and tell me about the people that you know.
I just got this guy not too long ago. I don't know how well you'll be able to see him, but he's like a little frog with a big butt. So the brand is Hodge Homemade 298. I'm not sure if 298 is part of the company name. I just got this like yesterday actually. I think I'm gonna place this little guy over here for now. Well, I'm probably looking sweaty and tired and my battery is really close to dying, so I'm going to end here for the night. And then tomorrow I will pop back in to kind of show you everything up close and then maybe add a few more things, and maybe with fresh eyes tomorrow I'll decide to move a few things around. But yeah, I'll be back to give you the full bookshelf tour tomorrow. So good night for now. Hey guys, it's the next day and I am ready to show you my completed shelves. Before that, I don't know if you can tell, but this is like a weird looking outfit. I just have on like a cute like blouse and then some shorts and then this like random black cropped hoodie, like zip up hoodie, just because it got kind of chilly for some reason. But yeah, classic work from home outfit right now. So I fixed a few things this morning, but honestly, I'm pretty happy with how it looks. I'm sure I will get more little like trinkety type of things to put on my shelves, but I also don't love collecting too many of those types of things. I mean, I've never had the space to, so I never really done it. As of right now, I don't think I'm going to actively look for things to put on my shelves. If I just come across something, then sure, why not? Anywho, I'm gonna go ahead and show you what each of the shelves looks like. So yay, let's get started with the bookshelf tour. Okay, so I'm gonna start up here on this top shelf. This is my classics shelf, and then up here I just have a little candle that the shape was cute, and then it just kind of fit right here. This is the current edition of classics that I'm going to try and collect, although I know for a fact I'm not going to get everything in that style. I know we're missing one right now because Q has it, and I can't think of what the title is for some reason, even though I was with him when he bought it. But anywho, so that's the classics shelf. Down here we have historical fiction along with down here, and then I just put these two Kirsten Hanna books kind of at an angle. I recently read The Great Alone and I liked it. I haven't read The Nightingale, but I've heard even better things about that one, so I'm excited to read that. And I heard Small Things Like These is getting adapted to a film, so I will be watching that once that comes out. And then down here I have The Kite Runner facing out. Phenomenal book. I really liked it. I definitely recommend it. However, if you're a person who checks trigger warnings and stuff, then you definitely want to check it for that one. I personally don't, but you should check them if you do, because there's a lot of intense things that happen in that book. And this is a globe from TJ Maxx. We've got my little squishy frog with the big butt. Super random. My friend convinced me to get it literally like 2 days ago. So there's that. Then I have The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Technically this falls into like a few different genres, but it does fall into historical fiction as well. And I just thought this would be a cool little spot to just show that book, since I think that was the first book that I read and really liked once I started reading just a couple of years ago. And I do want to mention really quick that some of these books fall into multiple genres, but I just stuck them where it made the most sense to me, and also trying my best not to break apart works by the same author. So keep that in mind if some of these look like they might belong somewhere else. Up here I have general fiction, literary fiction, contemporary fiction, like experimental fiction, stuff like that. So that's these two shelves plus these two little Greek mythology retellings. And I have A Man Called Uwe sticking out by Frederick Beckman. I loved the book. I liked the movie too, so it's on Netflix if you haven't seen it and you're curious, but that's a good book. Yeah, clearly I just like really sad, dramatic books, but there's that. I have this cute plant inside of this planter, which is from TJ Maxx, and then the plants are just cuttings that I took from a different plant about a month ago. And I finally potted them just like a couple weeks ago, so that's exciting. And then this little bear guy a friend gave to me a long time ago. Actually, not that long ago. It was like early last year, I think. No, it was early this year. No, it was definitely early last year. Anywho, it's just magnetic, so maybe I can find something to put him around. He used to be around my monitor, but I got a new one and he doesn't really fit anymore, so he's just gonna dangle right there. Or dangle his feet. His body's not dangling. And now down here, I just have all of my thrillers and horror right here, and up there is just my TBR jar. I haven't read a lot from this genre, but I'm definitely excited to get into horror during this coming like fall, especially once we get into October. Then on this shelf, these are mostly memoirs and then some poetry. I have Leaves of Grass by Walt Whitman on display just because the cover's really beautiful. I actually haven't read it yet, but I really do want to, and I will be getting to it. Then I have this little like giraffe ring dish thing, but probably won't use it for that. I just thought it was cute there. Then down here we have my nonfiction, which is kind of a mix of like actual like history, self-help, and a bunch of other things, but yes, this is the full nonfiction shelf. Up here we have my romances, and I have My Roommate is a Vampire sticking out just because we're almost in October, so like spooky season, and I figured that's a good book to have turned out during that time. After October, I'll probably flip it to face the same orientation as the other ones, and then flip out some other book, but we'll see. For now, I just have one of those little like clear book vases, which is holding all of my bookmarks, which are pretty much all bookmarks you get from shopping at independent bookstores, just, you know, the ones they give you if you buy a book from there. Eventually I do want to put a little book nook thing up here because my friend gave me one for Christmas. I just haven't built it yet, and it's primarily pink since it's a cherry blossom kind of scene. So I'll probably be building that in some future reading vlog and then finding a space for it up here since this shelf has most of my pink books. All right, moving on, we have my first fantasy shelf. This also has like magical realism mixed into it. Here are the, what is the series, or the duology? Letters of Enchantment duology, so Divine Rivals and Ruthless Vows. And I just have these on display without their dust cover because I just really liked the little gold typewriters. That's actually a typewriter up there, and that's not its permanent home. It's waiting for something. It's actually gonna go into Quentin's office since it was a gift from me to him a while back, but it doesn't really have a home right now, so it just sits there until one of us wants to type on it. But yes, I like writing letters to people. I actually write letters and mail them out and things like that, so I really like that aspect, so I figured I would just display those. Oh, I forgot to put it back, but I am currently reading The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, so that's why that book's not in there. It's on my nightstand right now, but that should be right there. Okay, I decided to just go and grab the book so you could see it as a completed shelf. So, like I said, I'm currently reading The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. Here I have the first 2 books in the Fourth Wing series. I do have the versions with the black sprayed edges. This one's just turned around. This is the second book, so that I can display the sprayed edges since it's the only book, or the only 2 books I have with sprayed edges. I haven't actually read them yet. My friend convinced me to get them at a release party that I went with her to because she had pre-ordered the books and they had extras, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So I ended up with them. And then The Unmaking of June Farrow. I have already read that. And then here we have the Lord of the Rings trilogy with The Hobbit as well. This is also The Hobbit, just the mass paperback version, but the cover was really cute. And I'm pretty sure this was Quentin's original book, and he really likes the world, so there's that. And then this last little section is the science fiction section. This is the Red Rising series. I'm not sure what the actual name of the series is, but there's that. I am actually missing the last book because we purchased this like box set before that 6th book came out. Q had read the series a long time ago and he wanted me to read it, so I started reading it, but he didn't own the books. So I had bought the first one, finished it, bought the second one, finished it. I was gonna buy the third one and then realized that this box set was going to be way cheaper than just buying each book individually, so ended up just getting the whole set. But now that the last book came out, these are definitely not the standard like US versions because of the height compared to the other ones, and the covers are slightly different. So I'm not sure how exactly it's gonna go with buying the last one because now they're not gonna match, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Anywho, yeah, there's 6 books now. I've only read the first 3. I have Parable of the Sower by Octavia Butler, and I'm really excited to read this book. This is kind of like a dystopian book. It has to do with climate change and other aspects that make it a science fiction. And then I have Dune. If the lighting looks different, that's because it is. I filmed the bookshelf tour portion during my lunch break, and it is now post-work, and the sunlight is quickly fleeting from the room, so I'm gonna go ahead and give you my final little wrap up of my bookshelves. I am just so happy to have the books off of the floor and on the shelves. I haven't stopped looking at it at any break that I have. Like literally earlier, I was taking a really short break from work and I was like, okay, maybe I'll read a chapter of my book. Did I do that? No. I literally stood right here and stared at my books. I am sure I'm not the only one that does that, and I'm sure that I'll probably do it less as I get used to it, but I am just really, really happy to have this set up. Like I said yesterday, this is my first time really having shelves to display all of my books in a cute way. I do have a few empty spaces, or it's not empty, but it could be, you know, like some sparse areas. So I do have some room to grow, which is great. And once I'm pretty much out of room, I'm thinking I'll probably move my nonfiction sections into the cabinets, and then that'll give me another like shelf or 2. Long term, if and when I need more space, I'll probably get the skinny versions of this shelf and then just put one here and one here, but that is down the line. I don't foresee that happening anytime in the immediate future. I think sometime down the line I'm gonna film some sort of video exposing myself for having a huge physical TBR, where I'll just tell you each of the books that are unread on these shelves and then come up with some sort of maybe like challenge to complete it all by, or more realistically just to lower that number by, or like a percentage, and then after a certain time frame do an unhaul. So you can look forward to that a little bit down the line. I did want to say that I counted all the books I had, and I think I guessed yesterday 167 or 163. So the final total is, drum roll please, 193. which is quite a bit more than I thought. And I know Q has 2 books out right now, so we actually have 195. In this current phase of life, books make me really happy, even just to look at, but primarily to read, so I'm not really mad about the number. One day I would love to have the 1,000 books required to officially call it a library, but that day will not be here for a very long time. I have only been reading for, it's actually almost 3 years now, but I don't read that much per month just because I have to balance it with all my other hobbies. But I do want to read some more because I would love to have a great majority of the books on my shelves be books that I've already read and loved. So I need to get on with reading my physical TBR. Enough about all that. Thank you so much for watching. I had so much fun organizing all the books, and I hope you had fun watching me do it. Maybe even organizing your own bookshelves alongside me. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.